I swear it's like the impending doom of a never-ending to-do list is like the most daunting thing about adulting. Like, no matter how hard you try, the to-do list just never ends. And every day, you start the day with like the best intentions ever. You're like, I am so motivated. I'm going to tackle this thing. Every single box is going to be checkmarked by the end of the day. And I'm going to feel like the most accomplished woman on the planet. And then you get to the end of the day and you're like, how did I not even make a dent in this? How did I end up with more on here than I started with? But here's the thing. It's not because we're not capable. It's not because we're not disciplined. It's not because we're lazy. Although sometimes it might be. But the problem is actually how you're structuring your tasks and how you're even thinking about them. So today I'm going to teach you my 3-step breakdown method where you can turn big, overwhelming tasks into small, doable action items. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to approach your to-do list, how to approach any big goal or project in your life without feeling like I need to clone myself in order to keep up with all this shit. So if all of that sounds interesting to you, I hope that you'll stick around and let's get into it. Big shout out to Dawn. She was one of the attendees at my very first monthly planning live session. And when she was there, she reflected back to me that one of the things that she really struggles with is planning an accurate amount of time for a big to do. And sometimes what happens is we think about a to do or a project, a task as one thing, like cleaning the bathroom is one thing or meal prepping is one thing, but it's never just one thing. There's so many little things within that one thing that may not seem like a big thing, but it has all of these other little things that need to be considered when you are thinking about how much time you have to actually accomplish the things on your to-do list. I have worked with so many clients who feel like they are just spinning their wheels. They're just constantly busy and never moving forward. And 9 times out of 10, it is because they are not looking deep enough into the goal. And this isn't to add more to your list or to make you feel more overwhelmed, like, oh, this is way bigger than you think it is. It's going to take you so much longer. Like, I'm not trying to put that kind of pressure on you. What I'm trying to get through to you is that if you have better expectations about how long something is going to take, about how much capacity you actually have to accomplish things, you can plan more effectively, and then you're going to have more wins, you're going to have more successes, and it's going to feel more sustainable in the long term. If you are not defining what goes into the big goals in your life or the big to-dos that you have to get accomplished, you are going to set yourself up for an unrealistic expectation. So part of this is mindset of like, I don't have to get everything done on my to-do list. And in fact, I accept that I probably never will finish my to-do list. My to-do list is ever growing. And I love that because that means I'm alive and I'm a human and I'm capable and I'm cognizant. And that is something to be really grateful for. And so when we try to turn it around as I'm not a failure, I don't suck, I just need to think about this differently, that can be a really huge shift. So the mindset piece is one thing. And then the other piece of it is actually spending the time looking at the tasks that you have and really considering honestly how much time those things are going to take you, because it may take longer than what you are thinking based on just what you're looking at on a sheet of paper or on a notes app. If you're looking at a list of 10 things, you might think, oh, I can get 10 things done this week. But what if one of those things takes 4 hours and like a ton of energy from you? You might only be able to do one of those things in one day. So you're thinking, I can get 2 tasks done a day in my 5-day work week. But if one of those tasks takes up so much brain power and so much time that you are completely brain dead and exhausted and out of time for the remaining things, where does that put you? Does that put you in failure mode, or does that put you in, I need to plan more effectively. I need to set better expectations for myself in the future. The first step of the process is really simple. We need to do a brain dump. We need to list all of the things out that you need to get done. And this is just the big overarching to dos, right? So if it's cleaning the bathroom, if it's meal planning, if it's working on a project at work, if it's going to the gym, let's just brain dump every single item that you have to get done. I like to do this weekly. So I do a big brain dump at the beginning of the week on a Sunday or a Monday, and I just list out everything that's not already on my list. And I kind of go through and I filter out things that are no longer necessary. Maybe I didn't cross off from the previous week. Just refine all of the items that are on your current list so that you can get a really solid picture of everything that you need to do upcoming. Okay, once you've got every single item, then you want to take it and do another brain dump within each item of everything that needs to be done in order for that to happen. And I mean everything. No task is too small. So when I am saying clean the bathroom, what does that mean? That means I need to scrub the toilets. It means I need to clean the bathtub. It means I need to mop the floors. It means I need to dust and wipe down the counters. Me listing out every single item within it is helping me get a picture of, okay, I'm not just cleaning the bathroom. I have to do all of these other little things. And then I'm able to start setting realistic expectations for myself of how long that's actually going to take me and how much energy it's going to take me, because both of those are key to creating sustainability in your success. You don't want to just say, I have 8 hours in a day to do something. How can I fill it? You want to consider, if I have something that takes me 4 hours in physical time, mentally and energetically, how much is that draining me? How much brain power do I actually have left after those 5 hours of time? And this is such a sidebar, but I want you to start thinking and your brain to start registering as you're breaking these big tasks into smaller to do items. How much energy is it really going to take you to do that big task? How much time is it really going to take you to do that big task? And the more you can hone how much energy and how much time you're spending on things, the more you're setting yourself up for success. Another example of this could be launching a website. You're not just launching a website. You need to buy a domain. You need to pick colors. You need to write your content. Like, all of these things take so much more time. You might think, oh, I can build a website in 3 hours. No, honey, it's probably going to take you 3 hours, maybe more, just to write the content that goes on the website. It's probably going to take you an hour or longer to do research on different website builders and the pricing on those things and all of these other things that you need to take into consideration when you're thinking about how long something actually is going to take you. These hidden steps or these other smaller steps are usually what trips people up the most. And I've got a little hack for you. If you're like, I don't even know what it takes to break down my to-do list, AI is going to be your best friend. So you can either put this in ChatGPT, you can use your Google Gemini. There's also this thing called Goblin Tools, and basically you just put the task in the toolbar and then it breaks down all of the individual tasks for you. And especially with Goblin Tools, and then you can ask ChatGPT or whoever to do this for you if you wanted to, but it will break down how long it thinks it will take you to do each smaller task and then how much time you should allot for the big task altogether. And that is so helpful because it really creates a better picture for you about you are not a failure. You just weren't setting yourself up for success. You were putting too big of an expectation on yourself, and that's not fair. So make sure that you aren't skipping this step. Make sure you're not taking this part out of the process. And the cool thing about this is if you do have big projects or big tasks that you're working towards, you don't have to like redo this every single week. Once you have your outline of these are the smaller tasks or milestones, as I like to call them, that I need to do within this big task, then it's there and you can plan for that week after week. If you know that something's going to take you a total of 20 hours, let's say, or you're predicting it'll take you 20 hours. Over the course of several weeks, you can just plug in the tasks that you're going to do from that milestone list and then you're good to go. You know exactly what you're working on this week. You know exactly how much capacity you have. It makes it so much better for you and your schedule and your mental health. It is just such a good way to actually move forward and create success in your life. And then the last part of this process is prioritization. So you don't just want to start going crazy on your to-do list and working your way from the top to the bottom. I like to think of things through the lens of impact and effort. So if we think of something that is high impact and high effort, that is going to be a big project. That's your big to-dos. These are things that are going to make a big impact on what you've got going on, but they are also going to take a lot of effort. So we need to consider that when we are scheduling things on our calendars or while we're looking at our week and planning. We need to make sure that we know, okay, yes, this is an important thing to do. It's going to make a big impact, but it's also going to take a lot of effort. So this is probably something that's going to be good to work on a day that I don't really have a whole lot else going on. That way I can really do some deep, great work on this project or on this task. If you have things that are of high impact but low effort, these are going to be your quick win. These are going to be the things that, like, before you have a meeting, schedule those in there. At the very end of your day, schedule those in there. Put these during times where you don't have a whole lot of time, but if you can get a quick win, it's going to motivate you. It's going to build momentum. It's going to make you feel good. So putting these at the beginning or the end of your day to really just like boost that momentum for yourself or like put you over the finish line, that is going to be super helpful. And then anything that is low impact, whether it's low impact, high effort, low impact, low effort, you want to delegate or delete those things or just delay them altogether. Those are not important for us to work on right now. So as you're prioritizing your to-do list, if you can look at things through the lens of the amount of effort it's going to take and the amount of impact, we really want to be prioritizing those things that make a high impact. Get those quick wins where you need it, and then focus on the high impact, high effort tasks when you have more time available, more brain space available for you. And then everything else, if you have extra time, you can fill it in, but don't stress yourself over those low impact items. Those are things that are like when you get to it, when you have extra time. Sometimes they might end up becoming a high impact item. Like maybe if you don't clean the bathroom for weeks, it's like, oh my gosh, this is now a huge priority. I need to do this ASAP. That would be like, okay, moving to the top of the list. But if it's been just 2 or 3 days since you've cleaned the bathroom and you know you need to clean it again soon, then you have a little bit of wiggle room to move that maybe to the end of the week or a few days out, right? Hopefully this bathroom example is landing. It's kind of grossing me out at this point. Anyway, if you're watching this and you are thinking like, okay, this is great. I get it. I get it, but like I still don't really know where to start, and I just feel like so overwhelmed with my to-do list, with everything that I've got going on in my life, period. I have created something really amazing and magical and free for you. It's called the Overwhelm to Action Blueprint, and essentially it takes you through a 3-step process, very similar to what we've talked about today, but specifically for people who are so overwhelmed that they just need to be able to get to the point where they can take action. They aren't really in the in the mindset of like being able to break everything down and break everything down again and then, plan everything out. No, we just need to like get you moving forward and getting those quick wins under your belt so that you can start to build that momentum and that motivation within you. This was created to help you clear mental chaos because I know what that's like. It's like, you have to do something, but there's so much here. You don't know where to start. You don't know how to move forward. So this blueprint really helps you break those things down and see what you can take action on right now, and it helps it not feel so overwhelming. It helps it feel doable to really start to get those quick wins and the momentum. So if you'd like to grab your copy, the link is below in the description. Thank you so much for being here today. If this helped you, I hope that you will hit the like button and share this with someone that you think would benefit from this framework. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you can stick along for the journey. And let me know in the comments, what is one big goal that you're working on right now? I'm going to start doing a new series very soon, breaking down different goals that all of you in the community, if you're willing to share, have, so that you can turn that into reality. There is nothing that makes me more sad than seeing people set the same goals for themselves year after year, quarter after quarter, and never seeing results. I was in a business who set the exact same goals for ourselves for years. We would get together every single quarter. We would get together every single year for like an 8-hour planning session for 2 days in a row. And it was so devastating to see zero progress. And it wasn't because we weren't working hard. It wasn't because we weren't, showing up and doing the things. It was because we weren't prioritizing effectively. We were getting distracted. We were focused too much on the fires, the things that were low impact, high effort. And overall, it just led to the detriment of the company. So what I would absolutely love to do is gather goals and do basically case studies of how I would break down that goal and how I would go about executing on the success of that goal. So if that sounds interesting to you, or if you'd like to participate, just let me know your goal in the comments, and then I will reach out to you to get more information. So again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it so much as always. I am wishing you well on the rest of your week, and until next time, take care. Oh, and don't forget, the monthly planning session got rescheduled to next week. So it is happening on Monday, March 3rd at 2 p.m. Eastern. So don't miss that live monthly planning session where I can actually in real time help you plan your month, help you plan your weeks, break down your to-do list. You get the process. It's going to be a great time. Can't wait to see you there. See you next time. Take care.